What's going on, everybody? I'm Patrick Chapla, founder of POWLAX and creator of POWLAX Master Coach, and in this video we're going to be covering the star passing drill. So the star passing drill is a classic lacrosse stick skill building drill that is used all over the country and all over the world to help develop player stick skills. And one of the things that sets it apart from other drills like partner passing, line drills, and saints passing is that as you catch the ball, you're not going to throw it back to the person that threw it to you. You're going to have to survey the field, possibly look through some players who are in your way, find your target, and hit them. It's also another one of these drills that we can modify in a couple fun ways to both challenge your players and allow them to have more fun. So in this video, we are going to be going over the mechanics of how to run star drill, a couple ways to modify it, and then one really inventive way to really challenge your players. To set up star passing, as always, I really like to use cones, so we're going to use cones in this example. You're going to set up 5 cones in a pentagon shape around the field, and depending on which skills you're going to work on, you're going to want to spread the cones out or bring them in depending. So if you're going to be doing something like split dodges or give and goes, you're going to want to make sure that the field is a lot wider. However, if you're doing quick sticks, you're going to want to bring it in tight so players don't have to run so far to make just a simple quick stick motion. These cones can also just serve as, guidelines to where you are. So as you move from skill to skill, you can back them up and bring them in as you see fit. Once you have your cones down, you're going to divide players up and they're going to line up on the outside of the pentagon at each one of the cones with a bunch of balls. You want to make sure there's balls there so that as players are going to throw the ball away, you don't have to go run and chase it. Players can pick up a ball, move it to the guy who dropped it, and then you can continue the drill. So once you're set up with all the cones and all the players in place, you're ready to start the drill. The drill begins with one player in one of the lines, in this case X1, beginning to run and throwing a pass to either of the lines that is not adjacent to him. These are the lines where X7 and X5 are standing. This first pass will dictate the direction of all future passes and determines if players are going to be surveying the field from right to left or left to right. In this example, he chooses to pass to X5, and the players will be surveying from left to right. After X1 passes to X5, he will get into the back of the line he threw to, so he will get in the line that X5 was standing in. As X5 catches the ball, he will survey from left to right and pass to X9 while moving and get behind in this line. The drill will continue in this fashion with X9 passing to X3, X3 passing to X7, and X7 passing to X2. If this is the first time that you're coaching star drill, make sure to emphasize that players need to be communicating, because as we get a little bit more complicated, it's going to be very important that players are communicating so we can run the drill effectively. Now let's watch what this drill looks like in a short little video. Now that we know the basics, let's cover 4 easy modifications to help enhance this drill. So the first modification is, how do we get players to change and throw the ball in the opposite direction? And for us, we use the terminology reverse it for any time we want a player to throw the ball back the way it came. And so whatever verbiage you use there, I recommend using the same verbiage within all of your drills. And so here we would say reverse it, and players would throw the ball back the way that they came. Now, I really recommend making sure as you're going through each direction that players are passing with both right and left hands within each direction, because as they are going through the drills, it can be kind of awkward to catch the ball across your body and then throw it out the other way at first. And so as players are going right and left-handed, throwing both from left to right and right to left, it will enhance their understanding of how to catch and throw the ball at different angles. Our second modification to star passing is going to be simply adding another ball, and this is going to do 2 main things. First, it's going to get everybody more reps, because with 2 balls moving, each player should touch the ball twice as many times. The second thing that it does is it's really going to have to enhance our communication skills, because with 2 balls, we've got a lot more traffic moving through the actual drill, and so players are going to need to communicate more effectively as we add a second and then a third ball. This will be shown hugely if the balls ever get close to each other and you pretty much have 2 players from the same line who receive the ball at the same time, because if they're not communicating, players who are throwing them the balls aren't going to throw them to the right person, or you'll get someone who is receiving 2 balls at the same time. Our third modification of star passing is going to be to add in skills, and you can add a ton of different skills into your star passing drills. A couple of my favorites are quick sticks within a smaller star drill, split dodges, face dodges, any type of wind-up dodges like wind-up face dodge or wind-up spin moves, and then making sure to get to ground balls at some point. If you do get to ground balls, make sure that players are picking up the ball off the ground and throwing it, and if they receive the ball in the air, they are then rolling it, so that players who are picking up the ball are learning to pick it up and move it rather than pick it up and roll it again. Our final modification of the drill is to turn this star passing drill into a star passing and shooting drill. And the way that we do that is we move our pentagon to near a goal so that we have lines at GLE right, GLE left, side right, and up top. And to begin the drill, what we're going to do is put a bucket of balls at one of the GLE lines. A player in the line with the balls, here X5, will pick up a ball and move it across to X9, and the drill will continue until the ball is shot by a player who is leaving the line up top. Now we're going to touch on some advanced modifications that are a little tricky, a little complicated, and will really challenge your players, but once you get them down, they will really serve your players and really benefit their skills. The first advanced modification that we're going to go over is adding in give and goes. And so we're going to need a really big star drill for this so that players who are actively ball carrying in the drill can pass the ball and receive it back before needing to pass to their ultimate line. The players are going to move in the same general ways. We're just going to add in a give and go with the adjacent lines. Here's how it works. X1 will start by running and pass to his adjacent line. Here it's X3. X3 will pass the ball back to X1, and X1 will pass forward to X5 before getting in line in X5's line. When X5 catches the ball, he will pass to X7, receive the ball back, and pass to X9. The drill will then continue like this with give and goes. This can be a real challenge for players starting out, but once they get it, it will allow them to get a lot more touches and get different types of touches like passing and then cutting for give and go. To do this modification, you cannot use two balls because at some point, two balls will be thrown to the same person. Our next advanced modification is actually not a modification at all. It's just another drill that you can use the same pentagon formation where rather than throwing the ball between the lines, we're going to throw it on the outside. And so that drill is called swing it. And you can check out the video on the swing it passing drill on POWLAXmastercoach.com. Our final advanced modification is to add both the star drill and the swing it drill together to form the star and swing it drill. And this is one of the drills that I absolutely love once your players get used to running it, because then rather than accepting and moving the ball only in almost a straight line where they only have to look a little ways, we're getting another ball within the same drill going the opposite direction where they have to catch it and really turn to find their next pass. And they're practicing a lot more of the real motions that they're going to use in a game in an offensive set. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to share it. To learn more, head to POWLAXmastercoach.com to check out more of the lacrosse coaching videos. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, email me at patrick@powlax.com. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.